There it is. Switch to the on position. So yeah, we can verify that it does do nothing. It has had a little bit of a wheel on the floor. Hello then guys, so brought a couple of items in for repair. First up we have, excuse my fluffy glamorous assistant, we have a Wii U. This was brought on eBay for, let's have a look. So we brought this for £23.38. It's described as a console only, no cables, no accessories, not sure it sounds on. First thing we did notice, we haven't tried powering it up yet, but there is a 32 gig SD card in the front, so it has got an accessory, albeit no controllers or anything. It uses the same power supply as the GameCube, luckily. So we actually no, it's not. It's not the same. We have no way of testing this. It's not the same power supply.
How do you mean?
Different shape.
What kind of supply do we need?
A wee one.
A wee one.
Yeah, a wee one. Okay, so we can't actually test this yet. We'll get a power supply and we'll test that. That one was a bit of a bust. Next up, though, we do have this is a Karcher pressure washer. Bought this for £35. It says it just doesn't do anything when switched on. We won't need a wheel power supply. Ooh, it is very dirty. It has definitely seen better days. Well, bottom that. Very well made that. Okay. Yeah, it's reasonably dirty. I do have tightening that in there. Oh, that does go in there and off in there. We've got the full lance. Well, I guess the only real thing I can do with this at the moment is literally just plug it in.
You won't use the plug behind you.
I did forget about that. There it is. Switch to the on position. So yeah, we can verify that it does do nothing. It has had a little bit of a wheel on the floor from this. Wherever that was supposed to plug in.
Front.
Yeah. There's in some direction. Everything's real tight fit into this. But yes, I can verify that it doesn't seem to do anything. So let's get it to the workbench and start doing some investigation. Okay, so I know we said the workbench, but I'm just going to just do something quick here, just before I start stripping it apart and getting water everywhere and probably getting disapproving looks from the wife. I'm just going to just test the fuse, just in case, to make sure it's not something silly. So I'm going to pop my multimeter into continuity mode, and I'm just going to make sure that I've got this. There we go. So I've got it set to the old beepy beepy mode, and then let's just test the fuse. No, the fuse is actually good. Okay, let's go to the workbench. Okay then, guys. So let's see if we can get into this and start working out why it's not doing absolutely anything, because we know the fuse is good. So I'm using a T15 piece. I've had a quick look at iFixit, but don't seem to have this particular model on there for us to look at. It was a tad annoying, but we'll see if we can find a way into it. I think if we take the handle off the back first, it might hopefully let us see inside, or at least see some fastenings that we can remove. Four T15 screws to remove the handle off the back of the unit. What I want to do first, I want to get into the power switch. So that's where I'm going to logically try and start. There's quite a lot of corrosion on the screws. It's overall a very dirty machine. It will need to be given a thorough clean if it's going to be put into use later on. And that will, of course, depend on our ability to do the repair. That's now the back handle removed. Okay, yeah, it looks like the back handle was holding a lot of it in. Oh, I see, there's two more screws I've just found down by these wheels. Can we remove these wheels easily enough? Yeah, well, let's just pull straight out. Hopefully this isn't going to have loads of water in it. It's going to piss all over me, but we shall soon find out. Oh, there we go. We are now inside of it. Pull this pipe off from here. And yeah, there we go. There's very little at the inside it. You'd think to be able to go wrong. It's literally a pretty much sealed unit. Let's see if we can. Notice that these clips are all around. Huh. Yeah, so looks like there's clips all the way around here that I might be able to use to try and separate this. quite a beast to work with. Basically, I want to get into the other end of the power cable. The power cable runs straight into here, just so I can check that we've got power going all out the line, just in case it's been badly up or something, and I know we've now got a break in the wire at all. Let's see if I can find a way of getting into them. There's lots and lots of clips. Oh, there we go. I think they are starting to release slowly but surely. Oh, there we go. So the cable runs straight in and connects onto these terminals up here. So let's meter across those. So I'm going to put my multimeter into continuity mode. Things always get tangled up on these. Yeah, so I've got a nice little beak going on there. So let's check the neutral. The neutral has got connection. The live is coming under here. So the live to the live is making connection. There's no actual earth on that at all, so the earth is purely used just to open up the plug. So we know the cable is working. We should be getting voltage all the way up into the unit. So where do we go from there? Most of this is just a sealed piece. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to electrocute myself. In fact, where's the switch on this? So the switch. Yeah, that must be it. In there. Okay, so before we plug it in then, does that switch provide us with an output through, depending on what position we put it in? So it should have been on the different position, yeah. So that should be on this position with this up here. Let's just try plugging this in. There was no continuity to that. Let's check voltage. AC. So we're getting 233.1 volts, and that's with the power. The voltage is going all the way through the cable. We're only delivering about 4 volts on the outside. Show the meter across. That's DC. So it's delivering nothing through from the switch. So I'm just wondering if to unplug that. I wonder if we can get into this switch at all. I can't see any sign. Can't see any signs of damage on it. There's a bit of corrosion in places. But nothing that I would really say amounts to much in the way of damage. So I'm thinking this switch might be playing up, because it's not. So what's that actually going to? It doesn't actually seem to be connecting anything to anything there. Purely plastic. Really does not seem to be doing anything real major. So we've got a cap that's being charged between the two. I mean, it's possible that cap could have gone. How are we going to test if the cap's gone? I suppose we could bridge between. We'll have to get some cable, and then we can bridge between. But yes, so must say I'm a little bit sort of stumped on this one. The power is definitely getting into the device. I've really got, unfortunately, the cap on it is sealed, so I really have no way of being able to test that the cap's functioning properly. Let's try metering across it. We have got the terminals from it, so we could meter on either terminal. Yeah, so we've got no voltage coming out of that, so we need to know what that switch does. So let's move on to the Wii U for now. Let me know in the comments. Do you have any idea? Have you experienced this before? I've never done a pressure washer before. So we've definitely got voltage coming into the device. It's going directly onto the terminals. But we're just not getting any signs of power going anywhere else after that. It seems to all be stuck in this on the power switch, but I don't know how to get that off. Okay guys, just
managed to get into the switch. Turns out all I need to do is just give that a bit of a pull, and you can actually see. Let me see if I can zoom. I don't know if I can zoom in on this at all. No. We will get some better equipment later on, but we're only just starting out. Be very careful because I've just had it plugged in. It's not currently switched on at the wall. But I've noticed that there was a bit of dirt on the switch there. So I'm just giving that a bit of a clean up. And now I want to make sure that I'm not touching anything that might go live, so I'm only touching the plastics. Let's switch this on. That is now spinning up. So literally all it was a little bit of dirt in the switch, which we've given a bit of a clean up, and that is now spinning. So the next thing to do will be to give it a try with some water in, and we'll see if we actually get some water pumping out of it. So there we go then, guys. A bit more playing about on the workbench. Managed to get that switch out. Bit of corrosion on the. That's a very rudimentary switch. Pardon me. Very rudimentary switch. But I've managed to give it a bit of a clean up. And now, as you've seen, it is now firing up. So next thing to do, let's get it put back together, if I can remember how it goes. And then it'll be a case of, we don't actually have an outside tap here at the moment. What I might do is take it into work at some point, and we can actually try it out with a hose pipe connected, and hopefully we'll get some nice pressure washing on the go. Let's jump over to that Wii U now, and we've just bought the adapter in for that. That's just arrived, and we'll give that a test. Hopefully we can get down and see if we can do a repair on that as well. So let's jump back to that. Okay then, guys, so we've now ordered in, didn't buy an actual proper power supply adapter unit. What I got is I got a USB-C Wii U power adapter. So I was going to give it a try with that. Let's see, well, we've got a power light on. I'm turning it on. Just trying to do something. And we've got Wii U showing up on the screen, on the TV. Yeah, that actually seems to be working. So, nothing actually wrong with that one at all. Okay, so got this all disconnected from the mains now, which is always nice. Don't want to be getting the old shockaroos now, do we? No. Which one was which? It looks like it shouldn't really matter too much, hopefully, because I really cannot remember which way around it went. But I think that's the one that had the power cable thing inside of it, because the power cable did run up a little channel. I think that that's these going. It goes in one way or another. Oh, there we go. So the switch sits in like that. The camera's far too high for this part, isn't it? So I should widen it like this. That's yeah. Okay, underneath that one. Make sure the cables are kept firmly inside the ride at all times. That'd be just my bloody luck that I snag a cable and break a cable. Trying to hand fist the thing back together, isn't it? Let's try and see if we can avoid doing that if possible. We've got this leg going on in this. There we all start there. Get it in the right spot. Definitely had water in it because it's peeing on my leg. But that's now outside this section. And then that's all went into the front section. That's all sitting there quite happily. This has got a particular way around it goes. Just got to work out which way that is. There we go. And this cable's on the hose rather connected into that. I think that might be some sort of overflow maybe. In there, I've got the screws that go in by the wheels. So I will be taking this back apart after it's been tested and give it a thorough clean out because it's just absolutely grim. And then we have the handle. That's going to drop in there. From the state of it, what if I was to hazard a guess as to what caused this issue? I'd say it's probably been left in someone's shed or something, full of water. It's not been drained out or whatever. I don't know if you do drain these out. It's been left full of water and it's just corroded that switch away a little bit. So it needs a bit of a clean up so we can make connection again. And there we go.